Welcome back to Raya's Creations, and I'm very excited to bring you this month the what you've all been waiting for, the reveal dress. Now, I do have to note that I messed up. I did not account for my heels being tall, like an inch and a half. It shouldn't matter, but it matters. And so my skirt is a little shorter in the front than usual. I wouldn't have this problem if I wore heels. But I do have to say that, like, I could kind of fix that by adding some pieces to the top waistband of the skirt, which I can for sure do. But without further ado, let's get into this and I can switch over to voiceover. Okay, so there was a lot of footage I should have filmed, but I didn't. And so I have to apologize now. I'm sorry. Usually I'm pretty good about it, but lately, towards the end of the dress, I think I just hit like summit fever and was just getting it done. But currently, what I am showing you guys here is forever bobbin winding forever, because making lace takes a lot of thread. And so that is exactly what I did, was just endlessly wind bobbins. I think I wound about 6 of them, and I spent 3 days making lace. 3 days. It was quite intense, but you know, I'm happy that it's done. Like, holy moly, we did it. We did it. And then, of course, having to start the lace and getting the stabilizer in on top of the tool here, which is what I use to stabilize my lace. And we start it and we continue on. Now, here's the super fun bit, dust ruffles. I love dust ruffles. They're fun, they're swishy. I should have serged the top edge of this dust ruffle, but I can take it off and redo it. Not a big deal. I'm pretty sure it's quite dirty from this weekend. Like, catching on twigs and other things, just, you know, going to town and you're like, wee! And then it's like, nah, you thought you had one. And you're like, what do you mean? But honestly, I made 2 different bustle pads or hip pads for this dress, and I wore them both, which I think accounted for like my skirt being too short in the front. And I was also wearing heels, and when I made this dress, I wasn't accounting for wearing heels much. So that happened. And I just basted that dust ruffle in place. And so now, the moment of truth, I've actually been getting questions about this quite often, was like, how do I make my flowers? And I did like a mixture of glue, like PV something glue. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look. It's just basically like Elmer's glue in a water mixture. And I felt really wrong just dunking in all of this silk into this water mixture and kind of squeezing it out. And then I hung it outside to dry, because Texas has like perfect hot summer weather for that. Even more so right now, I tell you, not a good time. And I cut them all out, and all these shapes are organic. Remember, you know, roses don't have to be pretty. And I traced them with this iron, it's basically like a friction pen, but it goes away. You gotta be careful though, sometimes. They will leave a mark. Like, it'd be very subtle, but it worked. It worked. And then I got this amazing tool from Amazon, or was it Etsy? I forget which way, but it's this little flower petal making tool. The directions all came in Chinese, which I thought was weird, and you know, I thought I was setting my house on fire when this thing was getting up the temperature. It was definitely quite scary and hot. And so here's the tools of the trade for making flowers. Just get yourself some millinery wire. You can get them like regular flowers. You got your petals, which is awesome. You got your cotton buds and your little tiny like millinery tape thing to like wrap your wires. And you don't need a lot of cotton ball. You just kind of wrap it up and roll it, split your wire in half, and sort of stuff your cotton ball through there and kind of wrap the tip. And then you're going to want to use like a medium-sized flower petal for this next step, and a very, very sharp needle, because your finger will eventually hate you. And I think I put over 20 something, 22, 24 flowers on this dress, and it still didn't quite feel like enough at all. So you want to go ahead and wrap that little flower petal around and stitch all the way from the bottom to the top. And then you're going to travel the needle about halfway down and then get your smallest flower petals first. I have 3 different colors: dark pink, light pink, and that was my foot rubbing against my chair. I'm sorry if it sounded like something else, but hey, this is what we're here for, right? Content. And then you're going to carefully stitch all of these like little flower petals up around the top. And as you decide to get enough, because it's not counted, so there's like no rhyme or reason. Remember, we're going for organic here. And I definitely could have curled the edges of the flower petals, but there were so many bloody flower petals. So many. And in fact, I still have like a bunch left over I should just give out as a gift. Like, once we hit 500 subscribers and I can finally use the cool little imagey thing that I see people do or take polls, that would be great. I think I'll make a bunch of flowers for people for like boutonnieres and hats and stuff like that. I think it would be neat. I mean, I have a lot of these flower petals left over. It's kind of ridiculous how many I have left over. But I also recruited help, and you'll see help here in a little while, actually. Cameraman. Oh gosh, yesterday was so much fun. So you just keep on layering these flowers, just add a few stitches here and there. It's gonna get a little dicey, trust me, especially if your needle is dull or not sharp and you run out of thread. It's definitely something that could happen, but that's okay. And just keep graduating flower sizes. I had 4 different flower sizes. I had extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. That's 5 flower petals, because some of these flowers I had to make for the dress had to be like ridiculously huge, and this is a small small but not extra small. So now that I've had all my flowers made, I'm going to head and sit there and wrap this very sticky flower wrapping paper stuff. I forget what it's called, but like you can get it darn near anywhere. And all I did was basically sit there and line up the flowers with my Worth gown dress and kind of eyeball the picture, which is to my left, but to your guys' right, and see like, okay, how can I get this as close as possible to the original without going crazy and losing my mind. And generally I did lose my mind. So the one thing I didn't film was me finishing all the flowers and attaching it to a thin strip of pink felt, and which I then attached to the dress with pin backs, which are really great because then I can remove the flowers for whatever reason to like launder the bodice, which is terrifying. I'm pretty sure I would lose something in that whole process. I wouldn't even sure I want to take it to like dry clean only, which is kind of why I added the dust ruffle on this skirt. Like, I'm pretty terrified of ruining this gown. So it'd only come out every now and then. So basically once I got these into the shape I wanted, I went ahead and sewed them to the felt and pinned them on to the dress, and that was actually rather a very easy process. And now, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Hi, welcome to Very Loud AC. This is Cody,
Hi.
Cameraman. I'm in half of my costume, and over there, somewhere, it's Kroger. I promise, time out of tradition. I'm sorry for the shaky camera, but riding in a vehicle, in a corset is incredibly difficult. So, off we go. Here we go. Yay! Whew. ASMR shot of the water fountain.
Now it's recording.
I'm a goober. I'm still unused to being on like the camera. I'm usually like making stuff. I feel bad though because I've been making all this stuff and I haven't been filming it. Like, whoops.
Get better.
Oh, you just told me to get good.
I said it better. I said it less cringy.
Get good, scrub.
You weren't kidding. This place is nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
We rolling already?
Yep. I f***ed that up.
Wait, it's gotta get it.
Okay. Ready when you are.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. She'll get in trouble for this later. Yep. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for watching and coming on this adventure with me. I'm not quite sure what my next project is, but we're gearing up for Halloween season, and I'm thinking Sleepy Hollow, because I just had to remake that corset for my pair of stays, because they were too big for me from my previous life. Stick around. There's gonna be shenanigans. Thanks, guys.